Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here tonight. We stand united at a crossroads in our history, a moment that demands collective attention and action. While we fight for the rights and dignity of every worker, a sinister force lurks in the shadows.
The proposed bill would allow 16 and 17-year-olds to work more than 8 hours a day and more than 30 hours a week while school is in session without required breaks. It also lifts restrictions on 14 and 15-year-olds who are homeschooled or in virtual school. The bill, sponsored by Republican Senator Jay Collins from Tampa, argues that Florida should follow federal labor laws. Collins says most teens work safe jobs like grocery stores and parents should have the final say. But Democrats and labor advocates say this could put kids in dangerous situations, forcing them to choose between school success and long hours on the job. Senator Carlos Guillermo Smith from Orlando says it goes too far.
Minors already are eligible to work part-time. They're already working these jobs, and that's okay with regulations. The problem is that we're getting rid of almost all of the regulations for so many of these minors.
Now senators like Joe Bruder say this latest plan strips away too many protections. Even some Republicans who voted yes say the bill does still need work. Now the bill just cleared that first committee yesterday in a close 5-4 vote, but of course it does still have some hurdles to clear. If it does make it to the governor's desk and he signs it, which he's indicated he would support something like this, it would take effect on July 1st.
The corporations that thrive on exploitation, the very envies that seek to dismantle the safeguards we've fought so hard to establish. In recent years, we witnessed an alarming trend across the nation, an insidious push to roll back child labor laws under the guise of economic necessity.
A controversial plan to roll back child labor laws in Florida just took a step forward, but not without some pushback.
Yeah, supporters call it a win for parental rights, while critics say it opens the door to child exploitation. Fox 13's Matthew McClellan breaks down what this means for teen workers. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. So these restrictions, the existing restrictions, are not so much on teenagers themselves, but on the businesses that hire them. And so what you have yesterday is a Florida Senate committee voting in a 5-4 vote to loosen these restrictions on how long teenagers can work, even on school nights. The proposed bill would allow 16 and 17-year-olds to work more than 8 hours a day and more than 30 hours a week while school is in session without required breaks. It also lifts restrictions on 14 and 15-year-olds who are homeschooled or in virtual school. The bill, sponsored by Republican Senator Jay Collins from Tampa, argues that Florida should follow federal labor laws. Collins says most teens work safe jobs like grocery stores and parents should have the final say. But Democrats and labor advocates say this could put kids in dangerous situations, forcing them to choose between school success and long hours on the job.
My friends, this is not merely a policy reform. It's a calculated strategy to exploit our most vulnerable, our posterity, to manipulate the very fabric of our society for their profits and profit margins. They want to create a generation of workers who will do their bidding, all while trampling on the rights of those who truly deserve fair wages, humane working conditions. Imagine this. Corporations are not satisfied with merely losing illegal immigrant labor, often subjected to horrific conditions and rampant exploitation as well. No, they have their sights set on our children. Their plan? To redefine what's acceptable labor in the name of growth and competition and competitiveness. And the cream rises to the top. Oh no, they aim to lower the standards until almost anyone, that includes our young children, could be deemed eligible for the most harrowing jobs available. And they are daring enough to challenge federal laws. Governor DeSantis, child labor standards, arguing that they should allow corporations to operate above the very statutes that we're supposed to protect our children under, our future, our posterity. when does profit become greater than human rights? When did that happen? When did we let greed dictate our moral compass? What's particularly alarming in the framework that they're building with this ideological justification for what someone would term new workforce in Florida, they aim to wean themselves off the dependency of foreign labor, of course, by grooming the next generation to be compliant cheap laborers. Children who, instead of enjoying their childhood, they're crushed under the weight of the corporate demands. So soon you grow up. Kids grow up so soon, don't they? The corporations, they'll rewrite the narrative if we stay silent, guys. If we don't carve out the future where the exploitation is not sanctioned. We must stay together for the stakes could not be higher. This is a unity of e pluribus unum, guys. It's a humanity creating a society where the rich grow richer and the expense of our children's dreams are the cost. This is not merely a fight against child labor laws. It's a battle for justice. It always was. And without justice... What did Black Lives Matter say about that, guys?
No justice, no peace.
Advocating for stronger regulation. Protecting our children. Now, but the answers are rolling back child protections. Holding these corporations accountable for the ramifications of their actions is something that we need to do post-haste and yesterday, guys. It's action that matters. Let us rise, not just for ourselves, but for our children.
Hey guys, this is Tommy,
We the future,
Tommy Nation
we
Politics.
envision.
How's everyone doing today?
We envision. We empower. We don't exploit. Together we can build a movement that puts people first instead of profits. We can owe it to ourselves to be the next generation to fight for a just society where work comes dignity, fairness, respect, and fair wages. Guys, this is a free-thinking, innovative, open-minded, new independent movement.